What's up, beautiful people? Hello, is this thing on? Is it really me? Oh my goodness, guys, I have missed you so much. You have absolutely no idea how much I've missed you. Welcome to the Life, Love, Laughter podcast. I am your girl, your friend, your round the way girl, your home girl, whatever you want to call me, NIKKI. And this is the Life, Love, Laughter podcast. If it is your first time here, welcome. We are so happy to have you here. I say we, child, but it's just me on this podcast. But thank you so much for tuning in. This is just the platform that I use for an hour to just talk about my life, give you a new perspective on life. And when I share my story, hopefully it makes you laugh. I share stories about love, and maybe you love them too. I certainly, sometimes I don't. Yeah, I was about to say I certainly do, but that would have been a lie. And I'm honest here too. Unfortunately, sometimes maybe a little too honest. But yeah, I try to just be as real as honest as I can. Sometimes it's off the wall. Most of the time it's off the wall. But it's just me. So, what has been up, people? Listen, we are in season 2 of the Life, Love, Laughter podcast here on Spinwax Radio. As always, there are 2 ways. Actually, y'all, we got some news. Hold on. Okay, so you can listen to this show on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. But let me see if I can do a drum roll. That was the saddest drum roll you have ever heard. But the podcast episodes will now be available on YouTube. That was the worst cheer ever. But listen, we making our own sound effects here. If you are new here, just realize this: we don't have a budget. Okay, not because we are going to spend a lot, but we ain't got no money for a budget. You know what I'm saying? So that was me cheering. Yes, you heard me. And that was me doing the drum roll. Yes, I can work on both of them, but not at this moment. But yes, you can now catch the episodes if you missed any on the Spinwax Radio YouTube channel. So make sure you go on over to YouTube, check it out, and catch up on any episodes that you missed. Yeah, you can't see me. It's only my voice, so it's still podcast form. But yeah, you can catch up on old ones. So that's exciting news. Fantastic for season 2. Very nice. So what have y'all been up to? So as you know, we were on hiatus. Everybody needed a little break. Everybody needed a little breaky break, a little chill out. But I don't think it was a chill out. So the summers are longer when you have kids, right? I feel like as a child, my summers were short. Like, I got to go back to school already. But as an adult, they are long and they drag and they drag. And maybe it's just me, child. Maybe I'm not doing it right. But it seemed like the summer was long and short at the same time, right? It wasn't enough time to do the things I wanted, but it was long because I had to think of more things. Like I had to find more activities. Obviously we did the pool time. We didn't do as much pool time as we usually do because we were ripping and running. And may I just say, I am over the pool. I don't know why, but the water's always cold. Maybe we just got the wrong pool. Listen, it's the neighborhood pool, so don't yell at me. But I feel like it's just always the wrong temperature. It's always cold. I'm one of those people that go to the pool and I don't like to get my hair wet. I know, whatever. But I just don't. Like, I don't go. Listen, I am always amazed at the moms, or I'll say this, at the parents, because it's usually the dads in the pool. But I'm always amazed at the parents that actually get in the pool and they, have fun with the kids. Like, I don't always want to do that. And I'm just not a water person. I don't like large bodies of water, pools, oceans, mainly because, okay, I'm about to share something with y'all. I don't really know how to swim. But I don't want to, this is going to say, I do want to swim, but I don't want to get in the water. I know. Somebody's like, what did she just say? Okay, let me repeat it. I want to know how to swim because I think it's important for safety, but I just don't want to be in the water. There is something about all of that water that I just don't like. Like, you hear about people who are great swimmers that, get pulled into a current. I'm not saying the pool has a current. I'm just saying, just listen, okay? Follow me here. Something happens to them, like the water don't care about you, how much you know how to swim. Like, if you think about things like hurricanes, like, water just don't care. Water don't care about you or your swimming skills or that you could do the backstroke or that you could do any of that. The water gives 0 Fs. And for that reason, I don't like large bodies of water. I don't think I have a phobia of many things, but I think large bodies of water may be a phobia of mine. We may have to dive into that on another episode. Let me go ahead and write that down so I can remember, chat, because I ain't gonna remember. But yeah, I don't like it. I just don't. It's like, in my head, I like things that kind of you can manage, and water doesn't care. It don't care about you. And I know there's other things that you do where it doesn't matter how good you are at it, something still could happen. But there's something about the water. And maybe we gonna have a come to Jesus section, and maybe I have to get over that soon. But as of right now, child, I don't like the water. Okay, I don't like it. What else did we do this summer? We went and saw some friends. Okay, let me tell y'all. So if you're new to this, to the podcast, like I said, welcome. But there are some people or names that you're going to hear me reference a lot. And so I'll just give you a background. Once upon a time, I'm just kidding. I think it was like 2 years ago now. I followed this trainer, Sydney Cummings, on YouTube, and I joined the Sydney squad. And then she has several, there's thousands of people in this group. And so me and I think it's like 15 or 16 of us, me and a bunch of ladies decided that we're gonna go to this event called Fitcation, and we go there, and it was a bunch of strangers. Like, these are people that I met on Facebook through this group that I have never met before. I got on an airplane all by myself. I stayed in a room with a stranger all by myself. This stranger's name is Mama Leah. We all love her, and that's what we call her. So I bring this up to say, Mama Leah had a milestone birthday this year. I love her dearly. So I'm gonna say it because she's fly, y'all. She's sassy. But Mama Leah turned 60 this year. Whoop, whoop. And I want to be like her when I grow up. And here's why. Mama Leah said, yeah, I'm turning 60. I'm only going to turn 60 once. And that is fantastic. So she said, I'm going to come see you. I was like, oh, that's amazing. But I want you to make sure all of the other ladies get there. And I was like, say what? You want me to do what? And yeah, Mama Leah basically told me that I had to coordinate all the ladies coming to this area, to DC, to see her for her birthday, because that's where she was going to be. And lo and behold, y'all, we all showed up. Well, not we all showed up. A lot of us showed up. Not everybody, but a lot of us showed up. And we showed out actually. You got to do the whole thing, the matching shirts. And it was also restaurant week here. So we ate ourselves silly. I didn't get a chance to spend as much time with the ladies as I would have liked, but it was awesome seeing these ladies because it's been about a year since since I had seen them last. But happy birthday again to Mama Leah. It was a special time where we all just got to celebrate her. We got to meet husbands. So a lot of us ladies have met, but we've never met each other's spouses or kids. So it was a great time for us to meet spouses, and that was also amazing. We got to meet Mama Leah's daughter, Sabrina, she is just an amazing soul. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, but we know she's not doesn't like people. She loves people, but we are a lot. Like as a group, we are just all a lot. And God bless her for sticking it out for a few days, because I know we were a lot. Like we were just on 1,010, and for someone new meeting us, it had to be a lot. So God bless you, Sabrina. I don't know how you did it for a couple of days, but we love you so much. We love you a lot, girl, a lot. What I also learned about myself this summer, and this is what I learned when I saw my friends, is I work out every day. Well, not every day anymore. I cut back mainly because I'm tired, y'all. But I work out not only to be stronger, but I want to be a big hugger. So it's very weird with me. I'm very crazy or weird about touch, but I absolutely love hugs. And I discovered this summer that I want to be strong enough to lift my friends up off the ground when I hug them. Now, I did do that to some of my friends and some of their husbands. Sorry, Chase. But I discovered that this summer that I absolutely love hugging my friends so tight that their feet come off the ground. I don't know, something about it just makes me smile more, just makes my heart, I don't know, my heart happier. I absolutely love just, I don't know, embracing them with all that I have, so much so that I lift them off the ground. So I learned this summer that that's the reason why I'm getting stronger. Like I do think, like, you want nice calves, or you want a firm tuchus, or I'm gonna just say booty. You want a firm butt. But my main goal is just to be able to embrace my friends in a way that their feet leave the ground. I know that's so stupid and it sounds so strange, but it makes me so happy to just lift my friends up. Now, my husband, I can lift him up. Sort of, kind of. He's not double my weight, but he is larger than me. So I can pick him up. He has taught me how to pick him up, right? So since he's a first responder, he's like, there's a way where you can pick up, all bodies. So he has showed me there is a way to actually lift him up. So I have done that. I have put him on my back, but I don't pick him up as often. I just squeeze him, but I don't pick him up. So yeah, I learned that about myself, which was fantastical. Let's see what else we did this summer. We actually went to King's Dominion. So King's Dominion, for people that don't know, is basically like a amusement park with roller coaster rides and water rides. And it's a great place to take your family. I realized while we were there that it was something that we would do traditionally. I don't know if it was traditionally, but we would go very often as kids. My mom was a single mom raising 3 children all by herself. So she wanted to do activities with us, but it has to be something that was affordable. So King's Dominion was one of those places that we could go. We could all have a good time. We could all have fun. And we felt like we were doing something fancy. So is it fast forward, chat? Listen, let me just say I am rusty. So if a lot of what I'm saying sounds like a foreign language, that's because it is, chat, because I am rusty. It's been a minute since I've been behind the mic. But fast I still can't say it. Girl, go to the future, okay? And now I'm taking my kids to the same place that I went to as a kid. It was very nostalgic. It was very awesome to reflect and say, yeah, I like that ride. It's the same but different. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, a lot of the things are the same, but it's different. I'm one of those people, I don't remember anything about a roller coaster, like the name. Like, I'm not going to be able to tell you the name of it. There's one, I think I remember, the Rebel Yell, but I think it's a kid's ride. And that's because my kids made me go on it literally like for maybe 10 times. But other than that, I'm not a real rememberer. I am making up words of ride names. I remember how it makes me feel, what we did on it, but I'm not going to be able to tell you the name of it. That I'm not that type of girl. And mainly because I don't even look at the ride names. When I get on them, I see a name, but it's just like, oh, okay, we're going to go on XYZ. And if it sounds familiar, maybe it'll stick. If it doesn't sound familiar, then I just forget it and just wait in the line. Like, I remember how it felt to wait in a line, or I remember how it felt to ride on the ride, or a dip, or a turn, or a curve. I remember those things, but I don't remember the name. It's very strange. I know. But anywho, it was very fun to ride with my daughter. My oldest daughter loves all roller coaster rides. My youngest one, she will flat out tell you, that one's for big people. It looks crazy. I ain't doing it. And she will not. She basically won't. And that's okay. But my oldest loves riding roller coasters. So yeah, while I am still able, we ride roller coasters together. But it was very nostalgic to just think about, the traditions and the memories that you create, that your parents created for you, and then how you are, creating those memories. Well, I'll say for me, I'm creating those memories for my children. At first, I didn't even realize it, right? I knew Kings Dominion was a great place to go, and I knew why and how it made me feel, but it never dawned on me, like, I want to take my kids here because it made me feel like, it was a vacation. It made me feel like I was having a good time. It made me feel like I was on top of the world. One of the things that my mom used to do with us is, I remember the strangest thing. So my mom would always, she made the best fried chicken legs. So what she would do is she would, clean her chicken chow, because we clean chickens. Yes, I don't know who else don't, but if you don't clean your chicken, maybe you should start cleaning your chicken chow, because you need to clean your chicken. Anywho, so we would, she would clean her chicken, season her chicken, and then put it in a pan and let it sit overnight. So overnight, all that pepper, salt, Lawry's, I think Lawry's was like the main thing she would use, and she would let it sit overnight. Fantastic. So in the morning, she would wake up early, like very early, because I can remember distinctively being woken up by the smell of fried chicken. So she would wake us up pretty early. Let's say we had to get on the road at 6 a.m. She would wake up at like 5 a.m., maybe even 4, chat, I don't know. And she would just start frying the chicken legs, and she would put them in this, I think it's a blue container. I don't remember the container having a lid, child. Listen, now all these fancy containers with lids, I don't know where that came from, but back in the day, the aluminum foil was our lid. Okay. That's what we use to wrap our chicken up, aluminum foil. So she had this, she would line the blue bowl with the paper towel, and then she would put the chicken in there to drain the excess grease, because she fried it, y'all. She was frying it. We ain't baking no chicken, okay? We had fried chicken legs, like a whole family tray of chicken legs. And she would put foil on them, and she would put it in a cooler. We would have drinks, and then I think maybe chips or some type of side. And when it was time for lunch, instead of us paying the astronomical prices that they charge in these amusement parks, we would go sit, put a blanket down or sit at one of these picnic tables, and we would have basically a picnic. Like, at the time, I didn't realize, we're poor and we can't afford those things. So that's why we not in there, because we can't afford to eat in there. She was creating a core memory for me, because I just remember, like, I can't wait to get out of this park at lunchtime and go sit and have this fried chicken. Like, I just remember being excited to go sit and have the fried chicken. And now growing up, I'm like, yeah, because we couldn't afford, like, in my head, I'm like, I should be, my kids don't really eat fried chicken. Oh, yeah, I think they do. They eat my mom's fried chicken. How about that? They eat my mom's fried chicken. But in my head, I'm like, I should be doing that. Like, I should be packing food instead of paying these prices. Luckily, we went with a organization, so our food, our meal was covered in our pass, right? Our day pass. So we made sure we ate breakfast before we left, and then we had snacks on the road. And then when it was lunchtime, our lunch and drinks were included in our pass. So we didn't have to pay for that. But when it was dinner time, I was like, okay, it's time for us to go. Like, it is time for us to leave this park. I'm not paying $22 for pizza. Like, that is insane. Like, one pizza. Like, no, absolutely not. So yeah, it was time to go. But I realized while I was there that, wow, my mom created a core memory with us as kids. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mama. I said Mom like I was trying to be polite. Thank you, Mama. But yeah, she created a core memory. I can just remember just eating the chicken and just loving it and not worrying about life at all. Not realizing, girl, we doing this because we can't afford to eat in there. And sometimes I don't think I can afford to eat in there because it's the prices are insane. There are some things that you have to actually eat at the park. So for us, like I said, growing up, it was a core memory for me to have a funnel cake. Like, you don't leave an amusement park without a funnel cake. Anybody else love funnel cakes? Yeah. I'm saying yeah, like I can see y'all. I see you raising your hand. Yes, you over there. Yes, you. Yes, I see you too. Yes, raise your hand. Funnel cakes are amazing. But now they have like funnel fries, and you can add all of these things. Like, you can add glazed strawberries and chocolate and bananas. I'm like, bruh, let the funnel cake be a funnel cake. Like, let the funnel cake funnel. Let it be what it's going to be. Don't add all the extra stuff. It don't need all the glitz and glamour. The funnel cake is a funnel cake. Like, you don't have to dress up a Maybach Benz. A Maybach is a Maybach, okay? Maybach is a Maybach. No matter what you do to it, it's a Maybach. It's going to shine. Let's go with a Maserati. A Maserati is a Maserati. It's going to just be a Maserati. You don't got to do nothing to it to make it fancy. It is already fancy. It is a Maserati. Same thing with funnel cake, okay? A funnel cake is a funnel cake. It don't need your help. It don't need your assistance. It just need to be what it's going to be. Add a little powdered sugar, so that when you eat, the powdered sugar is just dripping everywhere, right? You got a powdered sugar on your shirt, on your pants, on the ground. That's what you need, okay? You don't got to dress it up. So if you've never had a funnel cake, the next time that you're at an amusement park, a fair, or something that offers a funnel cake, just indulge. Enjoy the funnel cake. Have yourself a grand old time and just enjoy it. It is, I don't know. It's something about the funnel cake, maybe all the sugar and the stuff that's bad for you. But child, eat the funnel cake. Just eat the funnel cake, anime. But yes, I absolutely love amusement parks. I don't really venture over to the water part, as you could imagine. And then there's something about being at a water park, like an amusement water park. It gives me so much anxiety. Like, there's so many people around, and then you're like, did this little baby just pee in the pool? Or did this little baby just pee over here? And then, because it's a water park, they want you to walk around with no shoes on. Child, we can't do that. We got to wear these water shoes, right? So you can go from the concrete to the water. We can't be walking around here barefoot, okay? I don't know why. Maybe it's because when I was growing up, they used to say, if you walk around with no shoes on your feet, you would catch pneumonia. Now, I know that is not true, okay? I know that. I just recently learned that as a grown up, but I know it's not true. Don't touch me. However, It's a core memory. If I'm going to the garage, if I am stepping on the steps, if I'm stepping off the steps, if I'm leaving the threshold of my home, I got to have something on my feet. Okay. It don't matter what. I will grab my kids' shoes. I need my feet barefoot, can't touch the ground. If they do, when I get back in, I'm like, I got to shower. Like, because my feet are dirty. And I don't know. Please, somebody tell me, what is it? Is it us? Is it a cultural thing? Is it everybody? Is it women? No, I don't know what it is. But the water park just gets me because I'm like, I can't, if I forget my water shoes and my kids want to go, then I make the sacrifice and I do it anyway. But let me tell you, I get the heebie-jeebies the whole time I'm there. And I'm like, let's use sanitizer. Girl, what you using sanitizer for? Because you about to wash it off in the water. But I don't think I'm a germaphobe because I don't have a phobia of germs. I just don't like them. I'm not afraid. I just don't want it. Like, keep your germs to yourself. And I think I've said this before, but nobody should want anybody's germs. Everybody should want to keep their germs to themselves. So yes, we went to Kings and Mean. So if you have an opportunity to go to a theme park or a fair, please get a funnel cake. If it's your first time trying one, just let me know how you enjoyed it, if you like it, if you didn't like it. If you didn't like it, let's have a conversation because I want to know why. Why didn't you like it? What wasn't it about it? What was it about it that you didn't like? Maybe you don't like sweets, and that's good. I'll eat your portion. But if you try one for the first time, let me know. Another thing we did is we fed animals. So my kids are major animal lovers, and I wish I can insert a video here or the sound here, but my youngest got an opportunity to feed goats, and just watching her in general, I'm just always in awe, like, okay, Lord, this is a child that you gave me, which means you think, he never gives you more than you can handle. So you think I can handle. But I'm like, Lord, are you sure? Like, did you give me the neighbor's baby by accident? Because, child, she is a lot. So we go to this farm and we have an amazing opportunity to pick apples. But of course, we got to feed the goats first. So there's 2 goats, okay? One goat is eating, and then the other goat comes up, and she's like, no, you don't get to eat yet. It is his turn. When it is your turn, I will let you know. And she's telling this to the goats, but of course the goats don't care. And then the goats are trying to stick their face so far in her cup that is bending her cup. And she's like, no, sir, that is my cup. No, sir. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's trying to discipline the goats, not realizing they don't give a F about her or her discipline. They just trying to get this food that she has in front of them. And that's all they want, child. That's all they want. And that's all they need. Okay. So yeah, she got to feed the goats. She didn't get a chance to feed a pig, but she got an opportunity to see a pig up close, and it was massive. It was a pretty big pig. And so her reaction was, bleh, what is this? And I'm like, it is a pig. Well, not what is this, but why is it so large, I guess was her thing. Like, why is it so big? Like, shouldn't it be smaller? And I'm like, no, girl, that's bacon. Like, you don't want no little strips of bacon, right? We want big strips of bacon. So she was just like, why are they so gross like that? I'm like, girl, listen, how dare you talk to my sandwich like that? Like, don't be disrespecting my sandwich. Now, you're going to do what you're going to do, but don't be disrespectful to the sandwich, because I'm going to have to put you out of here. So yeah, she got to feed animals, and just the way that she talks to animals and she loves animals is very heartwarming to see. She's pretty She's she's pretty cool. What else did we get to do? We went to Top Golf. So we're not really golfers in our family. We're not golf people, but for some reason we just love Top Golf. We're extremely competitive. So we're competitive with each other, and we, try to hit it as far. I'm always nervous at Top Golf because I feel like if you move too fast or you move the wrong way, you're going to fall off that ledge. Has anybody been to Top Golf? You know what I mean? Like, there is nothing blocking you from going overboard. And I'm just surprised we don't see a lot of instances of people falling at Top Golf. But anywho, we went to Top Golf, very fun family activity. So if you haven't been there, I would recommend going there as well, child. But just be careful. Try to get on the bottom, child, because it makes me nervous. Everything makes me nervous. Am I a nervous Nelly? Am I what they called a nervous Nelly? I think so. I I may have to unpack that with my therapist. But yeah, yes. Top Golf was a very fun experience. We went through with some people from our small group at church, and it was a great opportunity to fellowship and meet with them. I was going to say I learned there, but I didn't learn there. I love music, and so they play music, and I'm just moving every time. As Jill would say, I even dance to the music on the ice cream truck, and it's true. The ice cream truck music was bopping. Just FYI, Jill, it was bopping. Anywho, so yeah, we went to Top Golf. We tried to do movie nights over the summer. So, it here's another thing. I don't know how my mom did it. Like, I think I've said this before, but I don't know if as a parent I'm just weaker and I'm just a chump, or my mom is just that strong. But trying to create activities for them so they're not bored, so they're not looking at you to entertain them, is a very hard task. Or maybe it's not a hard task. Maybe it's just hard for me. Anywho, so we implemented like a movie night. So we had an opportunity for the girls, one would choose a movie each night. Sorry, not each night, each Friday night. And that worked well. Now, let me just say this. I guess I should ask for forgiveness. Now, I don't remember these movies that we watched. And that's mainly because movie nights are my nap nights, and not on purpose, not intentionally. But a lot of the movies, like, they want to start at 8:00. I am barely functioning after 7:30. After 7:30 p.m., I barely know what's going on. So I am going to start maybe sleeping it. So I typically wake up at like 5 a.m. I'm going to try to switch my schedule and sleep in a little bit more during the week, or a couple days during the week, because it's been about 2 years of just waking up at either 4:30 or 5:00. And I think your girl is worn out. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. I'm tired as a mug. So, yeah, I don't remember what the movies were. I do know we saw Sing 2, which was an incredible movie. I did stay up to watch that one because I loved all the music. Tori Kelly's voice is absolutely amazing. I don't know why she was a cute elephant, actually. But I absolutely love her voice. It is just incredible. And she's a very underrated artist. She definitely should be, I don't know, we should see her in more places, but I love me some Tori Kelly. They were fun. They entertained the kids. They had an opportunity to, pop their own popcorn. We go to the dollar store, and listen, you can ball out on a budget at the dollar store. Get yourself, well, we still only do one snack. You can only have one snack just because we don't want them to have a whole bunch of candy and sugar. Actually, no, I think one night we did let them have 2 apiece. So you can have one tonight, but then the other one you save for the next day as your treat or something like that. Also, something amazing. It wasn't me, but my oldest daughter got baptized this summer. So she went to camp with church, and actually this was our first time ever going to sleepaway camp. So as growing up, I remember going to vacation Bible school, right? And vacation Bible school was free, like free 99, because that's the only way we could go. But it was also an activity for us to do to stay out of the streets, and it was also a way for us to get a word in, like let's come bring you into Jesus. And so we wouldn't just go to our church's vacation Bible school. We would go to, like, once our church's vacation Bible school was over, we would go to another church for vacation Bible school, and then another church for vacation Bible school. Child, as many as they could get us in, child, because it was basically free daycare and a word from the Lord. And we was out of the streets, and they fed us. So it was a great opportunity. But now, y'all, vacation Bible school is not free. Okay. It is, I don't even think it's called vacation Bible school anymore. Lord have mercy. But yeah, it's no longer free. It definitely costs. And I don't know how people survive. Like, how do people survive with all these things that cost all this money? But anywho, child. So it was her first time going to a sleepaway camp, which made me absolutely nervous. But, you try to let go a little bit. You're like, okay, we've prayed over it. We prayed over you. They gave us a list of things that you'll need. You've never gone before, so we don't know if there's any extras that you need, but you will have an opportunity to learn that. Before she went, she didn't have, she knew of a girl that was going, and they had a conversation about going, but she didn't have any friends that were going. And so, I'll just say I really wanted her to go, because I'm like, it's a sleepaway. I had never done a sleepaway camp. Like, I did not band camp, but we went to band competitions. And so through those band competitions, I was able to, stay away from home. But, we had to do fundraisers in order to be able to go there. Like, we sold a lot of oranges, y'all. Like, we sold truckloads and truckloads of oranges. My absolute favorite fundraiser, by the way. I love the oranges. They were just so delicious. But anywho, she didn't know anybody. And so at first she was like, I don't know anybody. I don't think I'm going to go. And so what I told her is, don't miss out on an opportunity to miss something or have an encounter that you wouldn't have if you didn't go, right? So if you don't go, there's probably something that you're missing, but you're not going to get it if you are fearful and you're staying here. So she thought about it for, I think, a week. And so finally she was like, I think I'm going to go. I think I know one person that's going to go, so I'm going to go. Like, she didn't know her name. She didn't know much about her. She just knew she met her. She thought she was nice, and she was like, okay. So I'm like, I can go with that. So I was also happy that she told me in enough time to get the discounted rate, because if it would have went over, she may not have been able to go. But anywho, so she decides to go, nervous. So they have this thing where you can choose all the activities you do. So paintball was one of the ones that she wanted to do, but then she realized that, you get hit with actual paintball. So she was like, I don't think I want to do that. Then she wanted to zip line, but she saw how high she would be in the air. So she was like, I don't think I want to do that. So she chose, I think, a bubble ball and I don't know, some other activity. It escapes me at the moment. But she had the absolute best time. She met, I think, so one girl she actually played soccer with a few seasons ago, and they were able to bond again. And then she met, I think, 3 other girls. So it was 5 of them total. The sweetest young middle school girls that I have ever seen. They look like her. They don't look like her, but they were just all just so sweet and precious. And these girls, as a group, felt like they had an encounter from God. They felt God in this camp. They had a session where there was praise and worship, and they felt like they actually felt God. And so they all decided when they returned from camp that they would get baptized. And so she calls us, actually she sends a text message, to us in a group chat. And she says, I'm getting baptized. And my husband says, okay, great. And so she took that as a sign, as her dad said she could get baptized. I'm like, no, baby, you made the decision. You said, I'm getting baptized. And we just said, okay, like, we're not going to stop you if that's what you want to do. And you felt like you've had an encounter for God. That's awesome. So, we go pick her up from camp, and then they give them these shirts, and she puts on her shirt and she gets baptized. And it was the most incredible thing. Like, I cried like a baby, and I'm thinking about it now, and I'm thinking about crying again. Well, I feel like I'm going to cry again when I think about it, but I feel like I could cry again, because something that was so scary to her and that she feared so much, she got this incredible friendship with these 5 girls. Like, literally, we went to a picnic for the church, and when we were leaving, well, we left early because she had a soccer game. And so before she left, these girls all got in a circle, and they were like, can we pray for you before you go to your game? Can we just pray and ask, God to cover you? And so she ran back to them, and then they prayed for her. And when she got in the car, she was like, they prayed for me that we would do well in our game. And they won that game 5-0. Like, it was like, they played, it was their first time absolutely playing together as a team. Like, this was the very first game of the season, the first time they played together as a team. They had only had one practice before that, and they nailed that thing. And so when she was done, she was like, I think, God answered their prayer. And I was like, girl, I think he did too. So she made sure she texted these girls and let them know that their prayers worked and thanked them for their prayers. And, it's just awesome to see. So yeah, I cried because forced her to make that decision. She felt like she encountered something and she made that decision herself. And so I was just extremely proud and just grateful to be her mom, and proud to be her mom, and happy to just be there and witness it. Happy, for so many things. Happy she was able to go. Happy, we had, God gave us the funds to go. So many things. It was an amazing trip for her. She enjoyed it. She was like, she can't wait for the next one. There's some things that we learned that maybe she was in the woods, child. So her service was not good. And that was not good for, like, anytime my phone would ring, it could be in the middle of the night, just letting me know, this payment is going to come out. I would pop up. Like, I heard every single thing. And normally I can sleep through the night, but she was at sleepaway camp. I ain't getting no sleep them days, but I was very happy for her and excited for her. And I just can't wait for her to do it again. I love that she gets to have all these experiences. It just makes me so excited. One of the things that I did not, we went to see Hamilton this summer. I forgot about Hamilton. So I had never, let me just say this. I'm not a history person. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's just not me. It's just very boring to me. But shout out to Lin-Manuel Miranda. I don't think I said his name right, but him and whoever created Hamilton, that show is very engaging. It is like, now I don't remember. Now you can't give me a history test and I'm going to remember it based off Hamilton, but it was very engaging. I was awake the whole time, because one of the things I was worried about is falling asleep, because I always fall asleep on all the things. So we did arrive to the show a tad bit tardy, but it was an amazing show. If you have an opportunity at all to see Hamilton, I would recommend you see it. Now listen, the tickets are pricey. So if you have to buy a ticket in the nosebleed because it's the cheapest, then buy a ticket in the nosebleed, child, and go get you some binoculars. But it is worth every darn penny. Like, my oldest Jordan, she was on the edge of her seat. Yes, there are bad words. They advise younger kids not to see it, but if you're new to this podcast, you don't know, but she's allowed to say those bad words. So I really wasn't too afraid it would be anything new, but it was very engaging. They had it modern. I don't know. Everything about it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely go back again and see it because I felt like I missed some parts, partly because I was like, what war did he say? He said, what now? Who is that? Hamilton? Alexander Hamilton? Is that Andrew Jackson? Who did he say? So part of it was trying to figure out what they were saying or what person they were saying, because I don't really retain things from history. And I lied. I don't try because I just don't. And hear me out. Like, what reason do I need to know those facts, those history facts? Maybe if I'm on a game show, sure. But in my professional career, I've never had to answer any history questions, not a single one. And I would like for it to remain that way. Yeah, I don't want to answer any history. Now, I know history is history. My husband and my daughter absolutely love history. If I'm honest, I thought she was going to ask her dad to go to see Hamilton with her because they have watched it together. They absolutely love it. But she asked me. I was honored, so I went. But they love history, everything about history. They love to study it. We go to visit places just because they want to see it. I think that's fantastic. I am the opposite of them. I don't want to see it, right? History, it's just, that's it. It's history, okay? History is a mystery. No, history is in the past. Child, you know what I'm trying to say. But if you have an opportunity to see Hamilton, please, please, please go and do it. It is amazing. All right. We also did, so we prepared for, let me just say this. This is the first year I have 2 children not in public school, like starting school. So last year, my youngest one was in pre-K. She was in public school, but it was pre-K. This year, she's actually she's in kindergarten, and my oldest is in middle school. And preparing for back to school is no joke. And again, I'm not quite sure. Being a parent is not for the weak. I'm not quite sure how my mom did it as a single mom with 3 kids. But I have to buy these kids school supplies. Like, they say, like, okay, they need pencils and papers. Now, they don't ask for all the tissues that they used to ask for, which I thought was strange because I'm like, I'm about to get the tissue boxes, but they did not ask for a single tissue box. But it's like the teachers. Okay, so back in the day, I remember it would be tissue box, glue, not glue sticks. Like we had the glue, like the little orange thing that you twist and then you squeeze it and then you have glue all over the place. We had that kind of glue. Elmer. I don't think we got Elmer's as a kid because I don't think Elmer's was in our budget, but we had the glue, child. It was white, but we didn't have Elmer's. I remember getting notebooks, loose leaf paper, binders. I remember wanting a Trapper Keeper, but we could not afford it. It was out of budget, but I wanted one. What else? Tissue and pencils and pen, right? Okay. Now you got to, we used to have composition notebooks also, but now teachers are asking for markers, like dry erase markers, loads and loads, and not just black, child. They want color dry erase markers. What do you mean? You want the color ones, dry erase markers? And you're like, okay, I know that teachers do a lot for our babies, right? So let me just get them a brand that I know is going to last them for a while, that I trust, that I believe in. So then you're like, how much for these markers? But the dry erase markers, the regular markers, right? So my kid had to have skinny markers and fat markers. What? Why? Why she need 2 types of markers? A marker is a marker, baby. It's a marker. It's a marker. It's a marker. Why she need the fat ones and the skinny ones? So what are they gonna do? That's discrimination right there. Okay, and they needed headphones. Okay, because in kindergarten, child, you learn how to type. You heard me. And I think they're supposed to be coming home with laptops. I'm like, at 5, what is she gonna do with a laptop at 5 years old? I know my voice is out, but I want to scream and I can't. But yeah, they have to have headphones, their own, which makes sense, right? You don't want them to share or have a communal headphones where they're sharing. But I'm like, Lord, I gotta buy you a pair of headphones to leave at the school. Goodness gracious. Yeah. And so school supplies are not cheap. I read a study that said school supplies are significantly higher this year than they have been in past years. And I'm pretty sure I spent a couple $100 on school supplies. And I was floored. Like, listen, I felt like, my mom back in the day, well, my mom never said this, but this is what I said. Every single marker that left this house, you better keep it this whole school year. Every single pen that has left this house, you better keep it. And then they want the kids to have a specific type of pencil. Now, I get it. The Tetraganda, they're the best kind of pencil. I get that. But bruh, those things are not cheap, okay? And they got to have 24 of those bad boys. That's not cheap. That is quite pricey, okay? And that just alleviates me. I know they don't have Equate pencils, but I want to get them the Equate equivalent of the pencils. I want to get them the Walmart brand. You hold them too hard, the pencil gonna bend. That's what I wanted to get them. But no, child, I did not have that ability. I had to buy the daggone child, I don't even know. The Tachwaganda, my middle schooler had less supplies because they don't have textbooks anymore. All the textbooks are online. And if they do need a textbook, like a physical copy, the teacher has just enough for all the students in the class, and that is it. So the textbook stays there. But check this out. If you are having difficulty reading, child, the textbook on the computer reads to you, child. Do you know how bad I needed that in school? I listen, I could barely see sometimes because I had these government issued reading glasses, and I did not want to wear them because they did not look cute. They were not fashionable, but because I didn't wear them, I couldn't see a dang thing. And so it would have been amazing for me to just have some headphones, plug them in, and allow this book to read to me so I wouldn't have to read it. But anywho, I would fumble all over my words simply because I couldn't see, and I was trying to be cute. Okay, there's some cute boys in the school, and I was just trying to be cute, and I was blind as a bat, and I learned a lesson. Okay, no man is worth being blind for. Just see, girl. Just see. If I could tell my younger self, what would I tell her? Girl, just see. Okay, use your eyes and read this book. That's what you do. Okay, don't worry about no stinking boys. That's what I would tell myself. But yes, school supplies are significantly more expensive, and I don't know how to. I was just slow. So let me just explain. Typically, my stepmom, let's call her bonus mom, would buy the girls clothes for back to school. So every year for as long as I can remember, as long as Jordan's been going to school, she would just send them packages of clothes for back to school. So they would have at least 2 weeks worth of brand new clothes, and she would just send them. And that was a blessing. I didn't have to spend a dime. And then my mother-in-law will also contribute. So she would buy some things. And then my mom would buy the undergarments. So underwear, tank tops. So for several years, that was the flow. This year, none of that happened. My my bonus mom passed away about a year ago. So I don't have that. And my mother-in-law is older, so is not able to. So it was me. And I literally was like, I am slow. I really was stressed out about back to school clothes, because it's like you don't want to go overboard, right? But you want them to have clothes for back to school. And then why do we do that? Why do we traditionally go back to school shopping for clothes? Like, really, the only thing our kids needs are the supplies, okay? And typically what I do is after school starts and there's a sale, I just go buy a whole bunch of school supplies and I put them in a bin. I label the bin school supplies. And then the next year when they need some supplies, you go to that bin first, see what we don't got. What we don't got, we'll go get from the store. But this is where you should be shopping. But a lot of that stuff, I'm like, I don't have any of this. I don't have no Sharpies. That ain't part of the paper, pencils. Like, I got the basics. But why do we traditionally get them new clothes? Like, what is the significance? Like, is it this, like, can someone please tell me? Because I don't know. Because I remember I loved going back to school shopping, and I absolutely loved wearing my brand new, like, that's the only reason why I went to school, why I was so excited. Like, I couldn't sleep the night before because I wanted to show off my new clothes. But why do we do that? Like, who started that? Who said that before you go back to school, you have to have new clothes? Because I want to talk to them, because at this elementary school, they let's see, the first 3 days, maybe she could wear what she want. After that, for a whole month, all of her days were planned out for her. Like, each day was a theme. So there was a brown day, there was a green day, there was a gray day, there was a white day, there's a black day, there's a red, white, and blue day. Like, all of those days she didn't have to, it was optional, but my kid is extra. So she was like, tomorrow is green day. So she's going through her closet looking for something green. And I'm like, girl, these are old clothes. I could have saved so much money if I would have known we was going to have all these days. If we were going to have a whole month of just planned days, we would have not gone shopping. Okay. So does anyone know who created back to school shopping and having new clothes? Because we need to talk to them, because, yeah, they messed us up. They messed us up. I'm about to run out of time, so I'll just wrap it up real quick. I am so elated. One of the things about back to school that my mom always hated is all the paperwork. So shout out to electronics, because now everything is online. I was able to complete all the back to school paperwork before we even went back to school. Praise the Lord for that. I could spend a whole hour talking about back to school and all that it is or isn't, because back to school is something. And my kids are actually riding the bus too, which is very new for us. Before, they would do before and after school activities, so they would have that company pick them up in a car, in a van, or we would just do the kiss and ride. But this is the first year that they're both riding the bus. They love it. Not really sold on it yet, but anywho, that's how we, got around back in the day. Like, what I'm gonna do when it's cold outside? I know that they could stand at the bus stop, but I don't want them to be out there freezing. Oh, you know what? I just thought of it. That's why my kid's soft, because I'm trying to pick them up from the bus stop, and I should just let them stay out there. But anywho, we're not gonna get into the conversation. Maybe we'll have a show talking about the bus stop. Maybe. All right, maybe not. So I'm going to get out of here, but I am so happy to be back on air with you guys. I love you so much. Please don't forget to download the Spin Wax Radio app and subscribe to the Spin Wax Radio YouTube channel. That way, if you miss an episode on a Saturday at 11 a.m. or a Sunday at 10 a.m., then you will have another opportunity to listen to your girl and laugh with me. Y'all, I'm still a little rusty, but I just appreciate you so much for tuning in. And until next time, do something that brings you joy, makes you laugh, and speaks to your soul. I love you so, so much. Until next time, peace. Peace.